Once upon a time, in a hidden valley surrounded by silver mountains, there lived a fairy named Gulzar. She was known throughout the magical lands for her ability to make flowers bloom with her laughter. Wherever she went, colors followed her like a rainbow.
Gulzar lived in the garden of dawn, a place where the first rays of sunlight touched every petal.
The air was always sweet, and the streams sang songs no human had ever heard. Every morning, Gulzar would fly around sprinkling dew on the flowers, and they would bow in gratitude. But one morning, something unusual happened. As Gulzar sprinkled dew on a blue tulip, she heard a voice, soft, trembling, and very unexpected.
"Please, don't touch me."
Startled, Gulzar fluttered back, her wings shining with tiny stars. "Who said that?" she asked. "I did," replied the blue tulip. "My name is Neel, and I am a talking flower."
Gulzar gasped. "A talking flower? That's impossible. Flowers don't talk." Neel sighed.
"I didn't used to.
But last night, when the moonlight touched my petals, so meeting shanget.
I woke up, and I could speak." The fairy leaned closer, curious. "That sounds like a blessing, not a curse."
Neel shook lichtly in the breze. "My before you, Fairy Gulzar."
"But since I've begun to speak, I can feel things too, the heat of the sun, the fear of being plucked, the sadness when petals fall."
Gulzar felt a pang of pity. "You poor thing. No one should live in fear in the garden of dawn."
So, she decided to help.
Every evening, Gulzar visited Neel.
They talked for hours. She told stories of faraway lands, of the dancing fireflies of the north, and the waterfall that laughed when the wind tickled it. In return, Neel told her what flowers felt, how daisies loved the morning, how roses argued about who was prettiest, and how the night-blooming jasmine whispered secrets to the stars. Days passed, and the two became close friends. But their peace didn't last. One night, the evil sorcerer Zorak, who wanted to capture all magical things in the valley, learned about the talking flower. "A flower that speaks?" he sneered. "Its magic will make me immortal." The next morning, when Gulzar arrived, Neel was gone. The patch of earth where he stood was empty. Gulzar's heart broke. She searched the garden high and low, calling his name, but all she heard was silence. Then, she noticed something glimmering on the ground, a single blue petal. She picked it up and closed her eyes.
The petal whispered, "Help me, Gulzar. I'm trapped in the cave of shadows."
Without a second thought, Gulzar spread her wings and soared into the stormy sky. The cave of shadows was far away, hidden beneath the cliffs where even sunlight feared to go. Inside, it was cold and dark. The walls were covered in strange runes, and in the center stood Zorak, holding Neel inside a crystal jar. "You cannot take him," Gulzar shouted.
"Zorak lauket.
"I already have. His voice will soon be mine, and with it, I'll control all living things." But Gulzar smiled.
"Do you know what makes a flower bloom, Zorak?"
He frowned. "Magic." She shook her head. "Laugh." With that, she sang, a song so pure that even the shadows trembled. Her voice filled the cave, and every stone began to glow.
"The crystal ja cracked."
Neel's voice joined hers, and together they created a melody so bright that it shattered the darkness. When the light faded, Zorak was gone, turned into a puff of black smoke. The cave was filled with the scent of spring. Gulzar flew to Neel, who now stood tall and free.
"You saved me," he whispered.
"No," she said softly, touching his petals. "We saved each other." From that day on, the Garden of Dawn became even more magical.
Every full moon, the flowers sang softly, songs of courage, friendship, and love.
And if you ever listen closely to a blue tulip, you might still hear a faint whisper. "Thank you, Fairy Gulzar."